Hey everybody, Jochen Heiden here. I'm back with the Hellsen versus Heiden campaign. This is scenario 2. And this is the 5th of January 1942, turn 30 combat replay and intel analysis. Let's go. Okay, let's do this. Let's see what Hellsen's got in store for us. I'm hoping that his carriers continue to move off in the Pacific and we don't have any more engagements here because I really want to put my stuff back together and figure out another plan here. But we'll see what he does. Interesting. That's concerning. That's very concerning. So, I-26 intercepted something out here. Hopefully we can get some damage on it. I'm thinking it's kind of out here near San Diego. Yeah, that's bad. So this task force was intercepted leaving San Diego, and I'll tell you what, not good. Well, good and not good. That okay. It's good that he didn't shoot anything, and that we got away, but it's bad because what's in this task force is very sensitive. Okay, looks like our submarine cachalot has been intercepted by a Japanese sub chaser. And knowing my luck, our sub will take damage from this. These sub chasers do carry quite a bit of ASW ammo. Okay, it does look like he gets away. Deep water giving us a hand here. So he's got two sub chasers in an ASW task force, kind of near Amami Oshima, and the cachalot does get away. All right, so far okay, I guess, right? Oh, Kandari. So he is going for Kandari. I thought he was going to go for Kalaka. Well, let's see how this goes. You ready? Are you ready? So this is a pretty low-key invasion. We did actually intercept this task force out here near Babel about 2 or 3 turns ago. So it looks like they found their objective. There it is. We have a Japanese SNLF landing there. Not a bad move. Kandari is an important base to neutralize. Okay, we got some daylight now. Coast Watchers are reporting some stuff. I don't trust those guys ever. Really? Look at all these subs out here. Wow. All right, so he's flying some sweeps over Bandung because he's gonna bomb here. Okay, got the daily stuff at Clark. Okay, sweeping Sion because he's probably going to attack there too. Or bomb there. Alright, this is an attack focusing on the base to keep us from building forts at Bandung. bombing raid here trying to slow us down from getting into hand cow. Wow, look at those losses. It's clear terrain here. Okay, we're going to take heavy losses at Sion today because this is also clear terrain. Look at those. Look at that. Look at that. Just 22 bombers did all that damage. I hate Sion. I hate that stupid base. It's nothing but a death trap for the Chinese. Look at that. Man. Okay, now he's coming back to Lashio because he knows we're trying to build up here. Probably should have slowed down and looked at that damage report, huh? Okay, now that's done with the AM phase. We're in the PM phase now. Look at all these subs out here. Does sound like we're gonna have to deal with quite a bit of recon in here. Let's just go ahead and fast forward, see if we can get through a lot of these recon missions. Oh, he's going for an Ambon too. All right, that's smart. Let's see how this invasion goes. Ambon and Kendari are some of the most important bases in the Dutch East Indies, at least this part of them anyway. So neutralizing these is never a bad idea. Oh, okay. So our coastal guns did fire back, and we got some hits on the Makuma, the Mogami, and the Haruna. None of these will sink due to it, but it's reassuring to know that at least they put up a good attempt, right? And he knows that we have good coastal defense at Ambon, so that's why he brought in these battleships and heavy cruisers to support this. Okay, he took a lot of casualties, but 144th Regiment unloading here with a SNLF in support. We saw SIGINT that the 144th was at Babel about a week or two ago, so this makes sense that they're here now. All right, so that's the end of the air phase today. Nothing crazy. Okay, now he's bombarding at Bandung. 2 divisions and some field artillery. More or less an even trade. Bombardment at Clark. And another more or less trade here, slightly in our favor. All right, so tank regiment caught up to all these displaced forces. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to be an absolute slaughter. As expected. So we take tons of losses. He takes none. We retreat into Ben Colin, and that's going to be all she wrote pretty soon. We're not going to have anywhere to retreat pretty soon. All right, Kendari. I think we stand a chance of maybe surviving this. Yep. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This was a bombardment attack by our forces against his. And now we're bombarding again at Ambon. This typically is what happens when the allies are invaded like this, amphibious. They bombard by default. Okay, so the Japanese land at Mergui. Is this this looks maybe like what do you call this? Is this one of the parachute regiments? It might be. All right. Pretty standard turn. I wasn't expecting Kindari and Ambon to be invaded this turn, but I knew it was coming. So, and I did mention that the carriers were there in that part of the Dutch East Indies to support invasion attempts down there. So, that makes sense. Okay, got a couple ships coming on the map here. All right, we'll take a look at this turn. Okay, this should be a short and sweet one today, but look what I found. Let's look at numbers first. Okay, aircraft losses today, 2-2. He lost a Val and a 0. I lost an SBD3 and a Lodestar. Top pilots of those 2 aircraft lost, one of those resulted in a KIA pilot. Pilot replacements. Let's see if we have any wounded pilots that are salvageable. Looks like we're already getting those guys back. All right. Army lost points this turn. We lost 19 points, mostly in Sumatra. The Japanese lost nothing. Looking at the ship sunk last turn, shockingly nothing for either side. Well, shocking for me anyway. It's no big surprise to the Japanese that they've lost nothing this turn. And overall for this turn, the Japanese have gone up 85 points to bring their ratio up to 1.033 to 1. Firmly in the lead now. I've already reviewed the combat report, and nothing to speak of there. The ops report, nothing to speak of there, nothing noteworthy anyway. But the SIGINT, we do see some interesting stuff here. First thing I noticed was radio transmissions at 104, 119, which I spotted right over here, just north of Rabal. It's actually these guys here. So he's got a task force with some sort of troop carrying something or another here. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's heading somewhere, probably to, my guess, it's moving southwest, maybe towards Finchhofen or something. And keeping with that, we see this in the SIGINT. A road construction company is loaded on a Japanese AK moving to Leh. So he's looking to build up this base, and I know why. It's a good base for air capacity, right? He can get up to a size 7 airfield there, and that'd be plenty to control this whole area. Like, if he's planning to go for Port Moresby, that would make a lot of sense to do that. All right, that's it for the SIGINT. Let's just get into this turn here. In China, nothing substantial happened this turn. It's just more jockeying for position. We got these poor guys trapped behind the lines now pretty firmly, and he's definitely moving towards Sion. So hopefully these guys can get out. It does appear that they're going to, except for the couple units that were leaving behind, just to slow them down, you know. The rest of these guys should make it out, and it will redistribute against these 3 hexes here. That's where we're going to be holding up. Down a little bit further south, we're just maneuvering right now. Nothing really to speak of that's worth, talking about. In Burma, we have to assume that he's moving on Rangoon because we've just now abandoned it. It's gone. We're on the road heading north to our new positions up here near Lashio, Magway, Mandalay. But within a turn or two, he will have Rangoon. At Merki, we saw the first SNLF, the Yokosuka one. I believe this is a parachute regiment because I didn't see them land or anything. I could be misreading the situation, but he just grabbed that base, which concludes his conquest of the southern Burma, northern Malaya kind of area. No real combat on Malaya, but he did attack us here at, well, kind of on the road towards Bencoolen. And we took heavy losses there, and there's just like one unit left in the Hex, and then we'll be stuck here, and that's more or less where we're going to end this fight for Sumatra. Just some maneuvering down here, nothing super exciting. We're getting the last of our troops into Bandung while we can, and it's just going to be a siege warfare type thing. If he tries to attack me here, I'll be very interested to see what kind of casualties he takes. I don't think he will, though. I think he's just going to wait us out and bleed us down with supplies. I mean, that's what I would do. In the Banda Sea area, we saw him land at both Kendari and Ambon, which leads credence to the fact that he had this carrier task force operating out here, presumably to cover both of these attacks. So next turn, we'll see the actual ground combat begin. I don't want these guys to bombard. I just want them to defend. I'm pretty sure that Ambon will fall instantly next turn. And Kendari may be able to put up a little bit of a fight. Maybe for a turn or two. And these are good bases for him to have. In the Philippines, not much happening. Just the usual bombardment at Clark Field. He's slowly bleeding us of supplies, though. Every time he does that, it takes a little bit more out of us. But we are trading okay with him for now. The amount of artillery and all that stuff we've got in Clark is at greater than or equal to his own. So when he does bombard, it's about the same trade. But that's okay. He can trade longer than we can. We have a finite amount of resources, and he does not. Okay, nothing happening out here in Australia at all. To include the South Pacific, it's pretty quiet. Again, we saw some movement towards Leh. Something's coming in there. We don't know exactly what. But we do have a ship here moving southeast. This could be the ships moving in the construction units to Leh. We have these guys moving southeast, which is towards Rabaul. These guys are coming in to the southwest, but they may be going into Rabaul. But they could also be coming down here. Don't really know. But he's definitely looking to take these bases in soon. I think he wants Port Moresby. And you know what? I'm seeing opportunities here, quite honestly. He looks like, just looking at the map and looking at how hard he's going down here, I think he wants this area bad and quickly. We may be able to capitalize on that. Looking over here to Vava'u, we are still being able to unload our troops unmolested for the most part, right? We have all these ships here unloading supplies. This huge convoy finally made it in this turn and is dropping off a ton of troops, right? So Vava'u is going to turn into this impenetrable fortress that he won't be able to take. We're working hard to get the port capacity built up and the airfield capacity. As you can see here, we've got at least 320 assault value on there now. Fortification size 2. This base is coming up nice. We got lots of engineers, so this is our absolute last draw line in the sand fallback position, Vava'u. But I'm already liking the fact that I've gotten all these troops in here. Once we have this base properly built up, then we can pack some up, move them into Fiji, Noumea, and maybe Luganville if the situation permits. We'll take it one island at a time, though. All right, so here we are, working towards Caroline Island. The first of our task forces did arrive last turn. Surface Force 1 South, under the Astoria, is here, and they're fully refueled. So now I'll be sending these guys up towards Pearl. Hopefully within the next turn, we're going to have the Chicago Task Force, or New Orleans Task Force, rather, and the carriers pulling into Caroline as well to take fuel from our AOs. And then, you know what, honestly, let's do this. Let's cancel this. Alright, let's cancel this. I don't want them going anywhere. We'll have these guys hold here. We'll wait for all these guys to come in here, and then we'll refuel and come back as a group and head north. Now, heading north, we do have an issue. We've got the Kido Butai operating off of Christmas Island. Now, they were over here 2 turns ago, and now they're here. 17 hexes makes about sense. They're moving 8 hexes a day. The math checks that he's moving 8 hexes a day. Why he chose to head up towards Palmyra and not just back towards Baker is a little confounding to me. But that keeps it within range of my PBYs, so we'll keep him spotted here for a while. But I definitely am not looking to have a fight with these guys at this point. So I'm going to go wide around if possible to get back to Pearl to avoid this conflict. I was sending these guys down to Christmas Island to garrison that base, but I'm turning them around now because I don't want these guys caught by the carriers. So these guys are doing an about face and heading back to Pearl. We'll just abandon this mission for another day. I don't need to lose any more convoys out here right now. So the last little bit of information, remember how we had the submarine intercept us out here? It was actually the Yorktown. The Yorktown with its escorts narrowly avoided getting torpedoed here. And I have these guys heading out to Pearl. And once they get there, they will join with these carriers, and that will give us a bit better strike package, and then we can plan our next attack, which I've already kind of have an idea in my head what I want it to be, but I'm not going to discuss it because I feel like I've been a little too loose-lipped, and I've been getting ships sunk because of it. So you guys won't know what my final plan is until we actually attack, wherever that's going to be. As you recall from my Lodra campaign, I was pretty good about hiding the destination and location of my carriers until the actual turn that they went down, right? Or when they attacked. And I intend to do that for this next operation as well, because it's critical that I have complete OPSEC for what we're going to do. And I feel a lot better about meeting the Kido Butai if we do get intercepted on the way. Having 4 American carriers as opposed to 3 gives us almost parity in aircraft, if not a little bit more. So while my aircraft aren't as good and the pilots aren't as good, we just have quantity on our side, and that counts for something, right? I think it does. Last thing I want to talk about before I end this turn is the fact that he's got a lot of submarines out here. These guys were detected by the naval search on the Yorktown, right? I've got 2 Dauntlesses running naval search, and they spotted all these subs out here, which is good for the incoming convoys I've got here because they've got to navigate and traverse these subs. And now that I know where they're at, we can keep them spotted and hopefully help these guys evade them getting into Los Angeles. So there's our turn. Not too bad this time around. I'm not feeling as beat up as I did with Lodric, so I'm glad my carriers are still alive. They live to fight another day. We know where his are at now. And we should be able to avoid that. Get our carriers and our surface ships back to Pearl, get them fixed up and ready for the next assault. So thanks for watching. I always appreciate you guys with your comments and your likes and your viewership. So hope you're enjoying this campaign. I'll catch you on the next one.